Okay, hello, hello, hello. It's 9:10. I think I usually get on officially at like 9:15, but I usually start a little late. But I woke up early today, so here I am. um, Alright, so as as I mentioned before, today I am playing Our Life Beginnings and Always. I've heard about this game for a while because my older sister played it when it came out, and she was really, really into it, and she actually suggested that I played it, and then I saved it and I downloaded it, but I hadn't played it yet. And then they had the sequel game, which I have played now, the demo of it. The game's not finished yet, but they're working on it, and I'm very excited for it. And now I'm gonna play this one first. The games are, well, I said sequel game, and it kind of is because it's a series, you know, Our Life and Our Life. But they're different main characters. There are a few characters that you might see in the games that appear in the other one, but other than that, it's not like the main characters will appear in the other games. Right, so Our Life is a like slice of life visual novel dating sim type game where you have a neighbor, and it's about your life with your neighbor. Like you guys are growing up, so it's like broken into 4 steps, but I believe the 4th step is mostly epilogue. Like I say mostly epilogue because in the other steps there's these things called moments. So like you have an intro scene to a step, and then you have moments, which are like events that happen still within that time frame of your age, but like not within the intro to the step. And then you go into the next step, but the 4th step won't have moments. Yeah, so that's Our Life as set up for it. Before I begin, I probably should have said this first. I did try to make a couple more emotes. I didn't fully like them. I remade one of them, and it's currently pending, so we'll see. Pending approval, because I just uploaded it like shortly before I started this. But yeah, also I have been posting my VODs on YouTube, but they're all unlisted. I probably will share the link. I will share the link to them probably on here. Maybe. I don't have the link right now because I don't have that browser open. But I do have it on Tumblr, which I will post the link on my Tumblr after I finish this video. I'll post the link to the playlist and then my first VOD. And I don't know if all of the videos will be available from the playlist or not, because you know I can see them because it's my account. I don't know if other people will be able to see them. But yeah, so we'll get that situated. Other than that, I guess let's begin. I don't think I have many more updates. Okay, so the DLC information. I don't have any DLCs except for the voice names DLC because that one was free. These aren't really very expensive. I just don't really have disposable income right now. I can't right now, but later I will get the DLCs probably. Because I'm curious. I want to know. I want to see, and I have filmed them, but right now I don't have them. Right now I can't get them. But eventually. That's okay. I'll play this game without them because that's fine. And maybe in the future I'll play it again as a different character. Which brings me into the character I'm playing as. So okay, so voice names DLC. I wanted to do a voice name because they have voice names. Like that's very exciting, right? Oh right, I did make a couple characters just to play around with the character customization and to look at the voice names. Would you like gameplay explanations to appear? Yes, let's have them appear because I don't remember them. I was just kind of checking things around anyway, and also just in case you yourselves don't know the way it works. Okay. Welcome to Our Life Beginnings and Always. There are various ways you can customize and interact with the game. This tutorial is an overview of how certain features work. You can read the full tutorial from the main menu to learn about everything in detail. Oh well. To start off, the game is divided into 4 types of periods called steps. Step 1, childhood. Step 2, adolescence. Step 3, young adulthood. And Step 4, adulthood. Our life is further divided into sets of vignettes that take place during specific periods of time. Those are called moments. Moments can be played in any order or skipped entirely. You can move on to the next step whenever you want by selecting that summer is ending. Steps 1 to 3 include 5 moments each. Steps 1 to 3 include 5 moments each, and even more can be unlocked by purchasing DLCs. Some are out now, and others will be released later on. I don't know. I think this is because I'm playing it late. Step 4 is an epilogue and doesn't include moments. A lot happens over the years that go by, especially in regard to the character you play as. You determine nearly everything about the main character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, interests, skills, their relationship with major characters, and so on. You can decide to change the details as time goes on, with a few exceptions. Your last name, your skin tone, and eye color can't be altered once set. Much of the MC's base traits are determined on a character creation screen. As the MC grows up, more options will become available on the screen. As mentioned, one of the decisions you'll get to make for your character is selecting a name. You can type any name you like, or you can pick a preset name. Preset options are called voice names because the name will be voiced aloud by the romantic lead. You'll get to hear him say your name as you play through the story. Only the default name, Jamie, is included in the base game. Hundreds more can be added by getting a free voice name expansion pack, DLC. The full collection of names is separated out as a DLC because of how large it is. If you're not interested in that feature, you don't need to get it. Each name in the DLC belongs to or was selected by someone who supported this project. On the character creation screen, there's a cute doll you can decorate to get an idea of what your MC looks like, with the different traits put together. Sorry. Not all the things you decide about the MC appear on the doll. The script referencing what you've decided for the MC is the main way those decisions influence the game. Our Life has a first-person perspective, so your character doesn't appear next to other character sprites. You only see the MC as the decorative doll and in special cut-in CG images. The cut-ins only appear if certain choices are made. It's possible to not see any during a playthrough. There's also a second type of special MC-based screen, the Interest Comfort screen. Unless you get DLCs, the game has one love interest, Cove Holden. He grows up with the MC, and the Interest/Comfort screen is crucial for determining how that plays out. Interest level sets how much you like him. There are 4 levels: Disinterest, Fond, Crush, and Love. Love is only available starting in Step 3, and if you are fond or crush in Step 2. Comfort decides how you generally react/think when it comes to him. There are 3 levels: nervous, relaxed, and direct. Your level of interest and comfort will set the type of dynamic your character has with the love interest. What you did in the past will influence the present, and feelings can change over time. You get to pick your interest/comfort Near the beginning of every step, comfort can switch between three levels. Can switch between the three levels as you please. Your interest can only stay the same or increase. Your current level of interest will become the new lowest option on the screen in the future. For example, if you decide to be fond in step 1, this interest will not be available on the screen in steps 2 and 3, which will make fond the bottom level option for your relationship. Interest level has an impact when it comes to physically interacting with Cove. While growing up things are rather simple. If you get along with one another and have a close relationship, you can touch him, and Cove will occasionally interact with the MC in a lighthearted or comforting ways. But starting in step 3, touching can become more romantic or suggestive if you're at crush or love. To make sure things go nicely with that, there will be an extra choice to determine initiative level, and a bonus mini tutorial that goes along with the choice to explain the feature in more detail. Basically, even if you decide you like Cove, the game won't force you to act on these feelings. You can always choose not to get together with him, choose not to accept or give romantic gestures, etc. If you do decide to date Cove, though, you can't break up with him later. Sorry, did the audio swerve out? I was putting down my water. If you do decide to date Cove, though, you can't break up with him later. Interest/comfort gets the basics down, but it's the choices that appear throughout the normal game events that decide what actually happens between the MC and Cove. And it isn't only the MC who is impacted by your decisions. Cove grows and changes over the years. How he's treated and what he experiences help shape who he becomes. In step 2 and step 3, Cove's personality, appearance, and interests will vary based on what happened in the previous step. It's something of a mystery exactly how your decisions end up changing him. You can try to guess as you go along. Or, if you prefer, you can also just design your own ideal Cove directly using the Cove Creator option that pops up at the beginning of steps 2 and 3. Making the choice you want is always more important than making a choice because you feel like you have to in order to get a certain result. When a choice does appear, usually you'll see that hovering the cursor over an option shows a certain color: yellow, blue, or green. The colors aren't related to specific points or effects. They're only there to give a bit insight on the tone/emotion of the choice, since text alone can potentially be read in more than one way. Oh, I didn't know this had a color system. But is this... Shoot, what were were these the same as the comfort ones? It was like nervous, relaxed, and... I don't remember. Is it the same as that though? Blue tends to be casual/straightforward. Yellow more emotive/reactive. And green less certain/uncommitted. Okay. That makes more sense. It's tone. I was thinking mostly emotion, but tone. Ha. Though there are hundreds of options in our life, and not every choice menu falls in line with that pattern. Wait, I want to write that down. Oh, I don't have my notebook. Wait. Oh, I know. I want to go back. Okay. So we have, it says blue options. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the chat real quick. Option color code. Let me type it. Typing it on my phone is a little hard. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. Option color coding. Blue, casual / straight forward, yellow. Is there? Yellow emotive slash reactive. Green less certain slash uncommitted. Okay, this is good to know. This is good to remember. And I'm putting it here in the chat so that I remember, but that anyone else also knows. Yeah, I thought I might do that. I wanted to space it out, but it didn't space out like I wanted it to. Maybe I should have done it one at a time. Oh well, oh well. We can all see it though, right? Oh, I should have capitalized the yellow and the green. I can't delete my message though, can I? Ah, it's okay. I'll just do it again later. Yeah, I'll do it again later. Or something. Okay. The important part is now we know. Now we have a reminder. Blue, casual slash straightforward. Yellow, emotive slash reactive. Green, certain, uncommitted. Less certain, uncommitted. That is important for me to know because tone is very important when you're choosing options, especially in my case. I'll be playing as one of my characters, so I want to make sure I stay in character. Though there are hundreds of options in our life, and not every choice menu falls in line with that pattern. Okay. That is the parentheses. Often. Comma, not always, but often. The above is often. Not always, but often. There we go. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that got settled. Picking just one color every time doesn't give a gameplay benefit. Only stick to a certain type if that's what you like. Otherwise, switch between them freely. Always pick yellow. Never pick yellow. Pursue romance right from the start. Never romance the love interest. Be disagreeable or amiable. None of them will lead to a bad ending. You're welcome to enjoy the events and shape the story without reservation. And then, if you like, you can play again to try something new. There's only ever more good content to discover. We hope you'll have a nice time with our life. Thank you for playing. Okay, so here is the character creation. So let's start off with choosing the voice name. Yeah, we're gonna do that first because I mentioned before that I was debating between two of my characters because I saw their names in here. Because Miles, I wasn't looking for. Miles isn't in here, so we can't play Miles, which is a shame. I really wanted to. I mean, I can play Miles, but I'll do that probably on my own time and not here because I wanted to do a voice line for this. A voice name. But so, Kia and Ryan are two names that are on here, and I mentioned that before, that I would choose probably between one of those two, then I was probably leaning towards Kia. But the thing is, I do want to do a romance route, and eventually, I don't think I'll start, I want to get to romance. It's not going to start with romance, I don't think, no matter which character I love. If it was Miles or Ryan, that is possible, but I don't think, well, no, I think Ryan would start off with friends. But anyways, the point is, I decided not to do Kia because I don't know how likely I would be convinced of doing a romance with Kia. Not that she's like full on aromantic or anything. She does have romantic feelings, but I'm not sure how much how frequently, how much, or if she or how much she likes guys. that's just it. I could do Ryan. But Ryan scares me to play as for some reason. I don't know. Ryan is just like, maybe it's because Ryan's a character that I want people to like, and I don't want to like mess it up too soon. Maybe that's it. I don't really know. Ryan feels a little bit stressful to play, so I decided not to do Ryan either. And I know, I just mentioned that that's like 2 character names. Technically, I do have another character name over here, but that character is super undeveloped, and we're not going to worry about that, because, oh, there's another character here.
Sabrina.
But she, for sure, would not date Cove. Yeah. Yeah. But I saw another name in here, right? Right, okay. Ty. Now, my character, his name is Tyrone, but his nickname is Ty. So, I'm going to do this name. That's the voice name chosen. But, can you do this like this? I wonder. I don't know. Oh, that's a good question. Will the voice name stay if I put in a different name right there? Let me see. It's selected over here, so I think so. Yeah, cool. Cool, and you can just change the spelling. So there you go, guys. If you see a name in here that sounds like your name, or the name you want to use, but it's not spelled the same way, you can change the spelling. Boom. Okay. Face shape. That's a great question. So the thing is, maybe I'll do square. I try to remember shape language and shape theory. I'm not really the best at it, but I do know that like squares are like dependable. Technically, he didn't get locks until later. Let me see if I can find different hair. Let's see. What did he have as a kid? What kind of hair did Ty have as a kid? Oh, I might just end up doing the locks if I don't decide. I know there's some other curlier hairs, but let's see. This is curl 2, curl 3, beaded, side. Short locks. I could just start them off like short locks, even though it's kind of select curls. Maybe small curls. Maybe small curls might take too much of miles. But then again, I think this one probably more miles. Okay, maybe I'll do the short curls for now. Small curls, or maybe we'll do this one. So the thing about Ty is that I think he definitely likes having long hair. But, there's still so much Ty's got to learn about himself. But it's okay. Anyways, he gets locks later because in the canon of my story, it's the hairstyle his mom had. And so, it's like, yeah, we'll have none. I guess we'll do this. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Ty. Okay, we'll do brown, rectangle, oval, sharp. I would give sharp to Paisley, probably. We're not doing Paisley though. Okay, we'll do rectangle. Yeah, it looks pretty chill. Brown. Oh, that's the hair front color. Oh, we'll stick with black. Alright. Though later I might make it purple. I don't know how much, well, okay. I don't know how much he's gonna dye his hair. I haven't decided fully if it'll just be partially or all of it. I mean, I'm leaning towards partially, but you know, we're not there. Oh, birthmark, scars. Oh, he does actually have a scar. That's a pretty decent place for it. He was in a car accident. So he does have a scar. I haven't figured out fully how the scar should look yet. I'm leaning towards it being like over an eyebrow, but This one's like kind of over that eyebrow, and that one is like a little bit over that one. Sure. I'll leave that. Glasses? No, he doesn't have glasses. For the birthmarks. Let's see. Okay, yeah, well, nah, we'll stick with this one for now. I haven't decided fully yet, but he does have one of this. I think they are 8 in this one, and that's around when it happened, so I'll just give it to him now. Okay. Types of clothes. Yeah. I'm thinking about it because I know he stops wearing skirts and dresses because he starts. Okay, lore about my character Ty. So like, he doesn't fully wear them. He's interested in them as a kid, but after the car accident, he gets watched by his aunts and grandma for a short while, and they do tell him like, "Oh, that's a girl thing," and so he stops doing it. But then when he gets older, he gets to wear more. I'll leave it as skirts. I think his parents didn't mind. I think he wore his mom's clothes a lot, but you know. Oh, birthmark scars. No. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'll do this. Just be this one. It'll be this one for now. Okay. Accessory types. Yeah. Watches. Does Ty wear a watch? I don't know. Hats, probably not as of now. Alright, and then that brings us back to the first page. Okay, so we've gone through. We have made Ty. Yeah, and to my knowledge, I can change the hair and stuff later. So later he will have locks. But right now I'll do the curl hair because canonically he doesn't have locks yet. Canonically. Yeah, right. Oh, okay. I'm thinking about my characters to see like where I should place them. Cause I think Paisley would be here, and like I was trying to see if Miles was like. Miles is probably actually a color between these two, so but I'd probably do Ryan with this one, so I guess Miles would end up with this one. So should I make Ty this one? Who's darker? Ty or Paisley? I don't know. That's probably fine. I was just curious if that changes the eyebrow color or not. It doesn't. Can you guys see? Do I need to brighten my screen? Hold up. Oh, this is brighter my screen gets. But you can see it, right? Probably. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I went through all these, right? Yeah, I did. Yeah, we're going square because shape language, squares are dependable. Something like that. What do really cheeks look like? Oh. They're not for Ty. Okay. Yeah. Alright, this is what we'll do. This is what we will do. Okay, here we go. We are starting. Summer and Sunset Bird. Sorry, I was like, ooh, music. Summer and Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usual sleepy town began to bustle. Oh, can everyone see? Yeah, okay, cool. I checked it earlier, but I couldn't remember. I'm not covering it up with my little PNG tuber here. But over here where the goals box is, the only thing being covered up as of right now is the skip button. It's just the skip button. I probably won't be pressing the skip button because I have not played this. So, we don't have to worry about the skip button. The skip button is right below here. But we don't have to worry about that. So that's the only thing that you can't see. I guess part of the corner here of the screen, but it's okay, because it's okay. Alright, summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usual sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of schoolless vacation with it. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside of your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved, or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. Sorry, I'm like starting to second guess my tie design decisions, but I'm gonna commit. I'm already here. We will commit. You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyways. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people, since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi back to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. Ty is like friendly, like he's not everyone's friend, or I guess not everyone is, he's his friend. He won't consider everyone a friend, but he is friendly. He's friendly, and so I think probably is gonna end up saying hi to a lot of different people, because I think he's pretty chill about it. People say hi, he'll say hi. This one says he nodded back at them anyway. But I think he'll hold conversation. First decision, I'm already thinking about it a lot. You enjoyed learning all about where they're visiting from and hope to visit close places one day too. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped. Do I come into that? I want to go back and see what it would have said if I chose the other one. Should I? No, commit. Let me think about this for a second. No, I think he's friendly enough. He'll have conversations, learn where people are from. Yeah. Ty's a good. He's not like a people person, but he's a good conversationalist, if that makes sense. It'll make sense in time, I'm sure. I'll figure out how to better word it. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really, really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms called it. So, for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your moms had a talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. It says you hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it could be okay to talk to new people. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but other types of people can help you even if you don't know them. You remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. I think Ty would remember this. Some people are good to talk to and other types aren't good to talk to, and other types can help you even if you don't know them. I think that's what Ty would remember about a conversation about strangers. Because I think that's what he also kind of, like, keeps in his mind. He's like, but he is willing to, like, talk to new people and figure out which one it is. And that's, like, I guess it's more for ages, but, like, anyway. You aren't sure about this man yet. Still, you felt a bit scared, knowing that he was blocking the way to your front door. You were pretty interested. You wanted to know more about what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. I think if Ty sees someone sitting with their head in their hand, he's gonna be like, are they okay? And want to know, kind of, if there's at least something you can help. Not necessarily what's going on, but like, wow, I make too good of characters. They're all such good kids. No. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll go with this one. You slowed down, your eyes remaining fixed on the man. There was a split second where your eyes met, and you knew he was aware he wasn't alone on the street anymore. Hey! Did I read that too loud? Am I talking loud enough, I realize? I don't even know. I haven't been checking my volume. Or, like, considering the fact that the air conditioner is right next to me. I often, like, forget sometimes because it's, like, background noise, but it comes on and off. So, I don't always course correct when I hear it. Am I talking loud enough? Yeah, I'm probably talking loud enough. Okay, carrying on. Apologies. Wrong window, sorry. You raised your eyebrows at the shout. Did he want something? Is that why he was here? The man stood up and started to make his way toward you. Not wanting to seem too approachable, you folded your arms and stared. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offered the stranger a smile. Your whole body was frozen in place as he approached. I think Ty might be a little bit like, oh, why is he shouting at me? And a little bit like, so I think it's gonna. So, do you live around here? What's your name? You looked the man up and down, taking in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo. You wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for you to answer his question. He's not gonna flat out give his name. He might say he lives here. Is Ty gonna say that he lives here? Wait, I think the log tells me again that the conversation was. Let me revisit the conversation. Okay, so. Do you live around here? What's your name? Strange guy. Ty's not gonna give his name. But I think he's willing to conversate. He doesn't know what's going on, and he is a kid. So that's great. He looked happy to hear, giving you a broad smile. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? Nothing bad. Sorry, I shouldn't have. Let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son. His name is Cove. Who's about your age? Cove. This seemed like a strange name for an actual living person to you. You chewed on the inside of your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. You thought that was pretty cool. I can't make decisions. Okay, let me try to think about it as my other characters, and maybe I'll figure Ty out. Nah, that's probably Miles. Nah, I mean, Paisley kind of has a little, probably thinks her name is strange. Ty, I don't know. I think you think it's an interesting name, so I guess it's as close as it's gonna get. Like, oh, so I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, sorry, I'm so indecisive. I thought that was pretty cool. I think Ryan would think it's pretty cool. I'll go with this one, I guess. But definitely the kind of name someone like this guy would give their kid. They moved in across the street, see? He gestured to the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Tyrone Jones, right? I met your moms earlier and they told me you were 8, just like him, so... He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Just give it a chance, and you can keep this. He's a good kid, you'll like him. But you gotta keep it a secret too, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. You eyed the man, you felt kind of sorry for Cove. Did other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? I don't know. I don't know if this is like, I feel bad for Cove in the way, like, why is his dad doing this? Or I feel bad for Cove that... I'll see. Let's just see. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that. What do you say? Want to make a deal? You took the bill. You didn't want the money. You ran away. No, Ty would feel guilty if you took money. And then if they end up becoming friends, like, I think Ty's not gonna take the money. No thank you, sorry. He deflated enough to notice, but not completely. Are you sure? It won't be so bad. Even if it's just for the summer, that'd be enough. That only made this sound more strange to you. Why does it lasting for the summer matter? When it was clear his initial strategy wasn't going to fly, he tucked the bill into a back pocket and changed the request. I get it. You don't have to. Would you be comfortable with he and I coming by for a normal visit? No money involved. Yeah, I want to meet him. Okay, you can do that. I guess. You'd have to ask my mom's. You didn't answer the man. Okay, you can do that. His smile got bigger again. His eyes crinkled at the sides. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I want him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but well, I don't know where he's gotten off to. He laughed when he said that, but with the way his face looked, You thought he actually wanted to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come on home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss it. Okay. This definitely wasn't the normal... Oh, I didn't read those. Sorry, guys. Wait. Sure thing. I can try. Okay. Maybe it should be a sure thing. Well... Okay, let me think about it. Is Ty saying okay, or is he saying that he can do it? I think Ty's saying okay. Ty's like, yeah, okay. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that, but you were still going to help. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head, paused before doing so, then pulled his hand away instead. Your moms are already checking around for me. It's such a thoughtful group you are. Now, I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back, and that's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Tyrone, so much. He jogged off down the street without another word. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Step 1, first sight. Ooh. The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill, you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. Sorry. You've always loved the ocean. It was so much fun. You loved to hear stories about the sea, about the merfolk and sea serpents you imagined living far beneath the waves. You didn't enjoy the beach at all. You didn't enjoy the beach all that much, especially the sand, which got absolutely everywhere. Ty's a film major. No. Ty likes stories. He is a film major, but he likes stories. So I think we'll go with this one. I think he does love to hear the stories about the sea, though, because like he likes stories and imagining things and thinking. I think if I had done Ryan would choose this one. I think Ryan probably does love the ocean, even though I haven't actually considered that in my story. Maybe I should consider what they would do on a beach trip if they were to go to the beach. I don't know if they would, but anyway, like I don't know where. If I don't think it would fit in the timeline of my story, but like I wonder, like if I take the cast and put them on the beach, what would they all do? Let's find out later, maybe. Anyways, Ty likes to hear stories about the sea and the merfolk and serpents he imagines living beneath the waves. I think he believes in that, and that he would very much think about that. Yep. Sometimes you could almost convince yourself you had seen the flash of a shiny mermaid's tail in the distance. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try to relax and couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. There was a boy sitting at the top of one hill, almost completely hidden within the long grass of white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention. Sorry, my alarm went off. Sorry. And I gotta get into the sentence. But yeah, my phone started. The alarm goes off at 10/8, because that's when a new day starts in A3. To remind me, hey, it's a new day in A3. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you'd found a deer in the wild. Though deer didn't have okay, what detail is Ty gonna notice? That's what this question is asking. So it's like green hair, wavy brows, huge glasses, pink casts, sad frowns. I do think if Ty is watching this kid for about a minute, it's sad frowns that's gonna, like, he's gonna think, if he's comparing Pit to a deer, he's like, oh, but then again, like, deer in the headlights. Well, no, deer in the headlights is different. Like, oh, wait, let me read the, sorry. A deer in the wild. Okay, so deer are like peaceful and they're like da-da-da. Like, oh, look, is there a, I kind of wanted to look at the picture itself, but I don't think there's a way to, don't look at that. Okay, I don't think there's a way. Actually, wait, we're gonna go 6. We're gonna save here so that I have this save file. I wanted to see if I can make this text box hide, and I think there is a way to do it, but I don't know how to do it. So we're not gonna worry about that. Anyways, okay, he watched her a minute longer, feeling a bit like you'd found a deer in the wild. Though deer didn't have, I think Ty's gonna say the sad frown thing. I'm trying to think about it. For example, I think, like, if I was playing as Leilani, she would probably notice the pink cast or the green hair. I think Paisley would probably notice the pink cast or the sad frown. You know, I'm not gonna go through every single character and what they would notice. Kia would probably do one of these two. But anyways, sad frowns. I think Ty is gonna notice the sad frowns because I'm thinking about him in my story, which I know he's a teenager in that one, and right now he's like 8. But I do think he remembers these things because it affects how he is as a teenager. I do think he would have noticed these things and the emotions and stuff more. He's more of an empath, I guess, a bit. But this new boy did. You wondered what could have upset him. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another, and then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. Hi. Hey, Space Cadet. Are you lost? Okay. What's Ty gonna start with? He might start with the hi. But let's try high. With the start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling into a fit. Let me start over because I wrote that really badly. With the start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling into fists at his sides. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. He'd been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. You'd obviously caught him off guard. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, his arm hid behind his back. Something the man earlier had said stuck out to you. Cove? Eyes widened, he studied you. How'd you know that? I met your dad. I'm all-knowing. Lucky guess. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is one of those moments when it's like, do I... Which one should I do? Should I be willing to rewind if I decide I want to see both? 'Cause I'm curious, you know, I feel like one of these two is more Ty. Not that Ty is always the most obvious of people. but he's a good person, and he's like honest in some ways, but he's not always going to tell you all the information if that makes sense. So I'm trying to decide if he's going to say that he met his dad, especially to a kid that's like crying out in the grass and he remembers ran away from home, or if he's going to say lucky guess. Wow, this is already like, oh, this is kind of like in my story, not fully, but like he did know vaguely who a character was, but he didn't tell that character that. He just went and befriended the character, because it started off with him feeling kind of bad for the character, but you know, they do. Anyways, lucky guess, I met your dad. Okay, let's say lucky guess. No, wait, tell the truth. Okay, wait, I wanna see what happens if he just says that. Oh, see, he doesn't seem very happy. I'm indecisive. No, wait, tell the truth. So this is if I click with the lucky guess. Okay, your dad told me who you were. Oh, so is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. I can leave if it is. Yep. You can't own a hill. You shook your head. I think Ty's more likely to say you can't own a hill. Like, yeah, that's his way of being friendly, I think. Why not? How could you? You just do. I had a hill back at home. Well, this still isn't mine. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered this hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Why are you here? Why'd your family move? Ty's probably not okay, so both of these seem a little bit touchy in Ty's head. You know, Ty's like, okay, sensitive topics. But I think asking why the family moved is a little more touchy, because it's like, you don't, I feel like for him, that's like, oh, that's like a lot of information. Maybe that's just because in his life, the reasons why his family had to end up the things that moved words. Okay. Anyways, he's gonna ask why Cove's here. That's what I'm leading up to say. He's gonna ask why Cove is here. A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they'd never stopped, his tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents, they don't want to live together with me anymore. Oh my gosh, I gotta play this game as Miles. Cove and Miles are one and the same. Not one and the same, but like, they're kind of similar. They're 8 right now, right? This also happened a little bit to Miles, except for he stayed with his mom and his dad moved out of town, like that. But that's kind of how he internalized the situation as well. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him, and now we have a house here, and I want to go home. I should have said that with more emotion, but you know, I didn't. And we'll move on, and I'll try to look at the punctuations before I read so that I know what tone to take better. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. I'm sorry. Your dad seems kind of nice. You'll like it here, you just have to get used to it. Stop crying. Ty's gonna say sorry. Ty says sorry a lot. That's a trait of him. So, the moment I saw I'm sorry, I'm like, that's probably what he's gonna say, but I wanted to read all the options first, just in case. But like, always, if there's gonna be an I'm sorry on the screen, Ty's leaning towards saying I'm sorry. He says I'm sorry all the time, whether he means it or not, but like, he would mean it in this situation, but Ty is very much someone who just says sorry a lot. Yep, says sorry all the time. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. You felt bad for him, being forced to come here with no choice. You couldn't imagine what it would feel like to live with only one of your moms, but it must be pretty hard. But from way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Tyrone! Oh, did you hear that? Wait, the voices are kind of quiet. Let me see if I can... Maybe I need to turn down the music a little, because his dad definitely said Cove. Wait, shoot, is it the configure? Yes, okay. Voice... Oh! I thought this was the max volume. Hang on.
Cove?
There we go. Wow, I'm silly. I had seen the volume because it was there when I got on. I was like, okay, that must be the max volume. Of course it's not the max volume. What is wrong with me? Anyway, okay. Yeah, so I turned up the volume. Now we'll be able to hear the voices better. That's so great. I'm going to talk about this one more time. I'm really glad that they have music and voice separate volumes, because sometimes when I play games, I just want to hear what the characters are saying, but you can't, because you can't turn up the voices separate. Like, there's this fight in Kingdom Hearts in Remind, where it's like a lot of the characters are there doing this group fight, and there's a lot of tiny little conversations that the characters are having, but it's so hard to hear over the sound effects and the music of the fight, like the music and the sound effects, that even if you turn down the volume, you still can't hear them because it's not its own volume. It's like, no, I need to hear what they're saying. I got some of the conversations, but I can't remember them at the moment. But it's just like, I love little character voices. I want to hear the voices. So I'm really happy that they have this. And I know that I saw on their account, I think it was on their Blue Sky account, they mentioned that they'll have this volume option for the voices in Now and Forever 2 when that one gets finished. So yeah. But anyways, I'm going to turn that voice all the way up. That's what I did. And we're going to leave the music here because I don't think it's too loud right now. But I actually don't know if it sounds decent. I guess I can turn it up a little bit to make sure you can hear the music. That's nice music. Kids, where did you go? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging to his cheeks. Don't tell them we're here.
I want to go home.
I don't want to go back to that house. And then he said, I want to go home. I want to go home, yeah. You can handle it. You have to go. Don't worry so much. Sorry, I have to. It'll be okay. It will be okay. I merge words sometimes, even when they're not merged. I know there's a word for that, but anyways, sorry, I have to. It will be okay. Sorry, I have to. It will be okay. It'll 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 be okay. You guys know that song? I can't remember what song it is right now, but I know like after the chorus goes, follow me to the unknown. You don't have to be alone. I think it's called It'll Be Okay, but I don't remember who it's by. But anyways, I'm really stuck between these two. I don't know if he's gonna go for comforting or just say sorry. Like, I feel like, So think about Ty as a character. He does try to be cautious of people's feelings. Like, he's kind of like very willing to let people avoid talking about things they don't want to talk about, especially if he's aware of it. He will try to find a distraction to give them an out. As I mentioned, he says sorry a lot. He's also a bit of a jokester. Likes to joke, likes to tease his friends. Anyways, point is, I'm trying to decide if he's going to say it will be okay or sorry I have to. Because, like I said, he leans towards saying sorry a lot. But I do think he wants to be comforting. But, I don't know which one to choose. Okay, sorry I have to. Let me get up. Let's try this one. You were struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not gonna all be fun, but isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. Then you can count on him when you really, really need him. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. Yeah, I think I chose the right option. I think that was Ty. Yep. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked toward the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm.
Sorry.
I still don't want to go. Okay. You called out yourself. You waited silently with him. You tried to convince him. I think Ty's gonna wait silently. I think, like I said, Ty is very much like people, well, it's kind of like a similar mindset that my character Sabrina has, of like people will do what they need to do, and we gotta let them sometimes. But I think in Ty's case, it's more like he's like, you know, people need time for their emotions, and sometimes the time that other people want isn't the time that they need. So Ty is willing to stall and help with stuff like that, if that makes sense. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Cove's dad even closer than before. So here you are, bud. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you, and they rushed over. Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Tyrone, you're here after all. We had been at the park to check for Cove, and then I heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. No, we were just sitting in the grass. Why is everybody acting like this is such a big thing? We're okay, don't worry. Cove didn't want to go home just yet. Okay, so he's either gonna say we're just sitting in the grass or we're okay, don't worry. Because I don't think he's gonna want to like put it that like Cove is feeling bad, you know, like I don't think he wants to. Like I said, he's going to help people avoid having certain like conversations and stuff. So Ty is either we're okay, don't worry, or no, we were just sitting in the grass. Yeah, okay, so since I was confident with that choice, I'll just sit over that one. Okay, let's see. Casual, straightforward. Oh no, I don't think it fits for this situation. We're okay, don't worry. Yeah, okay, I think we're gonna go this one. Thank God you're both fine. Oh wait, thank God you're both fine. I have to remember what voice I just did for both of them. Were you two having fun out here? He looked over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. You shrugged. Yes, I like him. He's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. Okay, so Ty's not going to do something too non-committal here, simply because, like I said, he's gone into. I guess Ty is a little bit of a protector in a sense. He's a caretaker. Oh my gosh, did I cover my mic? Where's my mic? Am my audio bad today? I haven't even considered that. Let me take a look at I felt it hit my chin and I was like, oh no, wait. Okay, I don't fully know. Yeah, okay, anyway. I hope the audio is not too bad here. Okay, so I think Ty is gonna say this. I know, I keep explaining. But yeah, I think, well, he could be a little bit non-committal sometimes, but, shoot. Now I convinced myself that he might shrug, but, casual, straightforward, reactive. It's not like they were having fun, but he said that they're fine, hanging out. Well, what I was saying is that Ty's kind of low-key a protector type / caretaker type, and I guess that's why he's kind of one of my other characters is type. Well, I have a character whose type is definitely caretaker. And I don't know if I should flat out say it or not, because the story's not out, and I don't spoiler, non-spoiler, I don't really know. Anyways, I think we'll go with this one because, like I said, I don't think. Okay, so Wall, it wouldn't really have called that situation fun. So that's the part that I mean, that is a lie. Saying yeah, we had fun is kind of a lie because they weren't really having fun. But I think Ty is fine line, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's not in a bad way, and I think he does he's yeah, I'll hang out with Cove more. I think he's already considered that. Yeah, I thought I was gonna start this on the distant thing and move it up as we go, but I don't think there's any way that Ty himself would have this interaction and be anyways, that was weird. He's oh no, I gotta protect him. I think that's kind of low-key the energy that Ty would get from that interaction. As a in a way of where he's I feel for this kid, I'm gonna hang out with him and make sure that he's good. You nodded, smiling slightly. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you.
That's a relief.
Thanks very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Tyrone knows this whole area so well. Oh, I don't think I said the right voice. That's okay. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove.
Bye.
The two of them walked off into the darkness. Heading toward the neighborhood, you watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what, we'll have a proper playdate tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? Sure, can I show him my stuff? This sounds like words. You nodded, ducking your head down. Yeah, Ty's gonna, yeah.
Of course.
Of course. I wonder if I can get that voice, if I hear it enough times. That's the other thing I'm excited about voice lines for, is that I wonder if I can lean towards sounding correct for when I read their lines, when I read them. Then okay. Both of your moms laughed, the sounds overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy then put her head around her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. Okay, let's see. Choose your feelings for Cove. This is how you feel towards Cove for this step. It can change in later steps. Yeah, so after the first meet, there's no way he's indifferent. There's no way he's indifferent. No way. That's impossible now. I was going to try to play up the just going up a step, but I don't think Ty. Like, I'm trying to stay true to my character. He's gonna be fond, direct, relaxed, nervous. That's what it is. Direct, relaxed, nervous. What is? We're gonna go relaxed, because I think that's what Ty. Yeah, comfort, relaxed. He's relaxed is what. Yeah, he's okay. So I think it's like his comfort levels with Cove. Direct, relaxed, nervous. I know words have meanings and I read things, but I'm getting a little lost. Okay, relaxed. I think it's relaxed. He's not nervous. Not really. I think he's direct. We're gonna do relaxed. Okay, everyone, we're doing relaxed. Am I happy with that outcome? I didn't go back. I didn't want to see what else they said. I'm a little curious, so I'll just save here, even though, yeah. Anyways, okay. Ready. Begin step 1 at relaxed fondness. You won't be able to change it again until step 2. Yes. That's the thing. That's one of the differences between the games that I am aware of. As I did play the demo for the second one, but I've also been reading information on their social medias. That's one of the differences. So they wanted to add that while here you can't change this at all, in the other game, and now forever, there will be chances in certain scenes where you can adjust it. Like you could have started off. Well, they're labeled a little bit differently, but you could have started off at neighbors / different, and then you have a conversation where you change it to friends during it. And then there's like a moment where that I did play as neighbors, and after the moment you can decide to go to friends or crush, or if you're already friends you can just decide to stay friends or become crush, or if you're a neighbor you can just stay neighbor too. But you know, it's like there's a couple of chances that it's going to be during the step that you can change the thing, and I think that's cool. Yeah, that's one of the differences. Here I am, sitting here just constantly talking about our life because that's my brain right now. At the breakfast table the next morning, you finished your food faster than usual. Your sister Lizzie had run out earlier to go play, but you stayed put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Excited to see your new friend again? Oh, I forgot her voice already. Excited to see your new friend again, Tyrone? Yeah, I am.
How sweet.
How sweet. I'm so happy he moved in.
Okay.
With that said, are you done with your breakfast? Yeah. I don't know, am I? Your bowl was entirely empty, so you nodded. Like I said, Ty is a jokester, and I think he's fine joking around with his family. Because, you know, I know some people are like super different around friends and family, but I'm trying to figure out how different Ty is around his friends and family. But I think Ty's kind of like, when he's comfortable with someone, he doesn't mind joking, and he'll know how far he can go with certain people. I think he jokes further with friends, but I think he can still joke around with family. You gesture down to the empty plate, raising your eyebrows dramatically.
Okay.
Oh, was that not joke? You know, I don't know. Okay, we see. Good job. He should be here soon. Cleanup began, and then on cue, there was a knock. Yep, I merged. So sometimes when I read, my brain starts merging the words because, like, I can see both of these words kind of at the same time. So even though I know I'm here, my brain is registering the next word as well. So, like, what I said wasn't, because in my head it was in. Like, it just skipped to the end. And sometimes that happens. Like, even if I'm writing, it'll happen. Like, if I mean to write most likely, I might just write mostly. So yeah, that happens sometimes, and I apologize. Reading is hard. Words are hard. It was hesitant. Like the person wasn't sure they were in the right place. Still loud though. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Tyrone, could you get it? Wiggling out of your chair, without really pushing it back, you made your way to the door. Hey, Jones family. Thanks for having us. Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him, and his son were. Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him. Oh, I don't know why I didn't. I thought I read the word here, but also I was like, there's something wrong with the way I just read that. So, sorry. My brain just stopped. I saw it, but anyways. Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him, and his son were here. Cove looked different in the bright lighting of your living room, and when he wasn't crying. With his dad standing in front of him, and Mom and Mommy behind you, you and Cove looked at each other. Pleased to see your new friend again, you smiled at Cove. He smiled back with some hesitation. You twisted the threaded bracelet on your wrist. You twisted the crystal bead bracelet on your wrist. You twisted the flower bead bracelet on your wrist. You twisted the shell bracelet on your wrist. Ooh, you get to decide if it's threaded, crystal, flower, or shell. Okay, tie style. Which one do I think you would most likely wear? Either shell or threaded. We're gonna go shell. I feel like it should be a shell bracelet. Why not? I don't know. I can kind of picture it. Like when I had to picture it right now, I was like, yeah, I could see Ty in a shell bracelet. That was the first one I can imagine. And then threaded, so I think we're gonna go with this. Like I would also imagine it like with a jean jacket, which is not too far. Like it's kind of within his style. I think he wears like leather jackets. Not leather jackets, but like jackets that look kind of. Anyway, he twisted the shell bracelet on your wrist. Let's go play in my room.
Okay. Take care.
Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids.
See you.
See you later, son. Play nice. You led him to your room, puffing out your chest a little bit at the sight of your treasures. There were lots of stuffed animals, a cool bed, a window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to show it to in a while, but you were really proud of it. He leaned in a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. I like this. Me too. I drew that. Thank you. I don't. Imagine that, someone complimenting something you drew and you're just like, oh, you like it? I don't like it, actually. That's awkward. Like, if you said that to someone, like, if you were like, oh, I like this thing you drew here, and they were like, oh, I don't. Anyways, Linky's gonna say thank you. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. You smiled at him. You were proud of that particular piece of art, and you were glad he noticed it. You turned to look around the room a little more, studying the books on your desk and the pictures on the wall. You started to feel a bit nervous. You felt the atmosphere was kind of awkward. You were glad for the company. You hoped he liked your room. Okay. It is. Oh. Hello. Thank you. And Discord. Maybe. I do have, I don't use it a lot, but I do have one, so maybe. But thank you for following. I hope your day is going well. Oh, join the stream. I don't know how to do that yet. Currently. But thank you anyway. Hi. Okay. We're glad for the company. We'll go, you're glad for the company. It was nice to have someone new to play with. Then his eyes landed on a tiny box of beach things you'd collected, tucked away by your door. Took a step towards it before hesitating and pointing at it instead. What's that? A hoard of stuff I found on the beach.
Oh.
Do you have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it. I think so. Yeah, see? You gestured to a piece at the bottom, still covered with specks of sand.
Neat.
This is a good collection. You got the sense from the tone of his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice, or to be like Shiloh. He actually meant it. Oh right, I almost forgot. Shiloh was gonna be here today. Shiloh? Lizzie's friend. Or, like, her #1 fan, I guess. Do I have to see him? It should be okay. I mean, he's Lizzie's friend, not mine, but you know. Come on, check out my shell somewhere. I found this one under a big piece of seaweed that had washed ashore, and you pulled out seashell after seashell, explaining where you'd gotten each one and holding them up against the light. There were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. Most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Over the years, you'd even learned some of their scientific names. The collection was so huge and varied that you had a lot of funny stories to tell for all of them. Your voice faltered a little bit, but you kept going as best as you could. I think Ty's got lots of stories. Apparently fascinated either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Cole listened with what looked like the full force of his attention. Like when you almost got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after watching him scuttle back into the ocean, you found another empty shell that was almost a twin to his home. It was a new experience to be in the center It was a new experience to be the center of such dedicated focus. But Cove hadn't been mean to you, so you didn't mind. You smiled at him every now and then while showing him your collection. Kids, come down to the living room! You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you much of a chance to hang around. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. You guessed it was because he thinks you found each other by accident, not that a parent made it happen. Mr. Holden must be right by telling Cove his dad was part of Mr. Holden must be right that telling Cove his dad was part of that would be a bad idea. Before you knew it, you'd both been escorted downstairs, deposited in the living room, ready for Shiloh's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I brought the box of shells. I want to keep looking at them. Great. Okay, but be careful. You should have asked. Great. I busted it open. We can keep looking while we wait for Shiloh. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh. Like he hadn't spoken aloud yet, he turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one is the best of them. That's my favorite too. I like a different one best. I can show it to you. You can take it. Let's see. What's Ty gonna do in this situation? Bright orange. Ty's favorite color is actually purple. Orange, purple. I like a different vest. I can show it to you. We can take it. Okay, so this is one of those things. This is straightforward, probably. This is reactive, and that's uncommitted. Well, that kind of makes sense to me. I think that's the best one. Okay, I don't want to. Oh yeah, I'll just save here. I don't know. I like having these still available, so I guess I'll save next to it. Let's see. I don't know. He likes this one. He likes this one. I'll try this one. You reach into the box to take out the one you preferred. Cove looked on with interest. The two of you were still sitting on the floor, looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, you figured it was probably Shiloh. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nodded, but that didn't seem to make Cove feel better. It was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. You'll be alright. He's here. We can't tell him to leave. He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, and finally paused with his gaze locked onto the back of the house. I can go out the window. He was already walking towards it. Scrambling to think of something to say, you stepped forward, then paused. Do you want to break your other arm? Shiloh is the least scary person alive. Cheer up, Shiloh's gonna like you. Please don't get hurt. I'll come with you. Good idea, let's go. I was trying to go out the window. think Ty's gonna ask him not to get hurt, because he just said he's gonna climb out the window. I'm worried. What if something happens? The distance from the first floor living room window wasn't far, but you could tell it made Cove nervous anyway. He touched the cast on his arm. The wind had clearly released from his cells. I don't want to break any more bones. I don't think anyone wants to. Yeah. But I don't want to see him. I don't know. I don't know him. You teased him, you comforted him, you encouraged him. Okay, comfort or encourage? I think Ty's gonna go more comfort, because I don't think Ty really, tries to convince people to do things they don't want to do. So, like, he's not trying to convince him to do the thing, he's just like, gonna try to... It's okay if you're worried. Nobody warned you this was gonna happen. Thanks. Shiloh poked his head into the living room. It was impossible to know for sure if he'd heard what you'd been saying or not, but you guessed that he had.
Hi.
Hi, Tyrone. And hi, Cove? Cove shot you an uneasy glance.
Hi.
I'm Shiloh. It's nice to meet you. Yeah. You have a lot of freckles. Right, I do. What are you guys doing? We're looking at shells.
Can I do it too?
Cove shrugged and looked back at your box of beach findings. What about that one? The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were convinced, was to sit and look at the beach things some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else, especially if Cove was having fun. Hey, check out this scallop shell I found. Cool, right? It's a pretty color. Kinda like my cast. The beautiful glittering pink did look a little bit like the wrap around his arm. Pink is a nice color. Okay.
Oh?
Is it your favorite? Not really. What is? Maybe green or blue. It might be yellow. Oh, those are all cool.
I guess.
When they do the voice line, sometimes I feel like, I forgot what I was saying. Right, I don't need to read it, because if they read it, then why should I read it? Okay, so the options here are, I like those colors too. There are better colors. Not sure how to deal with the suddenly more awkward silence. You look back at your shells. Ty's favorite color is purple, but blue, green, yellow, those are fine colors. Maybe you'll okay, let's try I like those colors too. Both of them smiled. Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiloh to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiloh didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either. Is Lizzie coming back? Don't know.
Aww.
Where'd she go? I think she's at the beach, probably. Is she playing at her park? Cove's eyes lit up at the mention of the park, and he looked towards you. There's a park? Yep, but it's old. Can you show me? I want to go. He started getting up before you had even answered, and Shiloh jumped up beside him in excitement. Really? You do too, right, Tyrone? The park is fun. I love it. The park is great. And the last one says no. The park is great.
Yeah.
Pretty great. Yeah, it's right at the beach, so there's lots of fun stuff to do. And lots of sand. It has a jungle gym and a bunch of swings. That sounds like it could be cool. So, are we going to find Lizzie? I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Adrift without any direction, Shiloh finally turned to you. Okay. He perked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. After getting permission from your moms, the three of you were ready to head out. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had convinced your moms that it was so short she should always be allowed to walk there by herself. When you found her, she was hanging on the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey, Lizzie. Her face lit up when you saw her, her big brown eyes going wide. Tyrone! Shiloh! Hi! She dropped to the ground and landed with a soft thud in the sand. In a split second, Shiloh had abandoned you two, scrambling over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it was just the three of you, but now Cove was here. You wondered if he would leave too. Who's that? It's Cove. He's new.
Hi.
I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody ever comes to play here, so this is where we get together. She gestured wildly with her arms as if to present the area to the newcomer. Without interrupting Lizzie's speech, Cove whispered in your ear, quiet enough that the others wouldn't overhear. I thought kids couldn't own places like parks or hills. You couldn't help but laugh a tiny bit. Oh, ha ha ha. I like that in these games they remember like things that you say and like make nods at it. While Lizzie continued talking, you took the chance to kick off your shoes and wiggle your toes through the warm sand. Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes up with the ideas. You are?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I am. Who else could handle the job? Lizzie is the oldest. By a lot. My mom said you're Tyrone's age.
Yeah.
Thought so. I'm still the only one in this group with double digits. What about other kids? Other kids? There aren't any. We're the only kids here, and Shiloh is just visiting from another place. Not even tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of ancients. Be careful that the oldies don't try to steal your youth.
Oh.
For a second, it looked like he might cry again. But something in his eyes shifted, and he looked back at Lizzie. What kind of old people? Like moms and dads, or grandparents? Grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids. Why? We haven't done anything. Only some of them don't like kids. Stop saying stuff like that. You're gonna upset him. Yeah, they're really bad. Only some of them don't like kids. You interjected quickly, hoping Lizzie wouldn't take things too far. Cove sniffled, his forehead creasing with worry. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. He didn't seem to care she was there. He went into his own head. Shiloh was the next one to speak, completely unaware of the situation. I met Lizzie and Tyrone in school. You'll see tons of kids there once summer is over. I don't want to go to a new school. I don't want summer to end. Shiloh looked down to the dirt. He hasn't had much luck striking up conversations with Cove. I like summer vacation a lot too. All the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. At Shiloh's discomfort at how weird she thought Cove was, at something else entirely, you didn't really know, but she laughed, face scrunching up.
Okay.
Welcome to Sunset Bird Cove. Take a seat, put up your feet, and get used to it. You offered him a small smile, and that at least looked to reassure him some. For the rest of the summer, Cove was always there. You saw him more often than Shiloh, and on some days, When she was in a bad mood or busy, you even saw him more than Lizzie. He became a staple of your everyday life, the way sun and lunch and the beach were. During your first summer together, you really liked Cove. He was a fun person to play with, and he seemed to like playing with you too. Of course, that was only the start of things. Okay, here we are. Yeah, that went fine, so I'll save over that. Okay, so here we are at the moments. That's the end of the summer ended button. Moment select step 1. Okay, so we have shopping, grown up, long day, sandcastle, fireflies, and some DLCs that we can't. Oh, the runaway one is a DLC. I think I know which one that is. Again, I haven't actually played the game. I've seen bits and pieces of the game, and I've heard about the game. Oh, that one's also DLC. I know what these two events are. I think I know which one this one is. But, oh, that's making me a little sad. I'm already a little sad. I haven't even gotten far into the game. Okay, well, anyways, you can play these in any order, but I might just go down the line. Because how do you know what order to play them in? I mean, I don't have... Okay, so this is shopping, grown up, long day, sandcastle, fireflies. Hang on, I know this is like... Let me really quickly... You're gonna be looking at this screen, but I'm gonna really quickly double check how much these DLCs are. Drags out playing the game so I can get the DLC. Hold up, let me see. That's DLC. So I don't think they're too expensive. I'm just like, the page is taking. Oh, there we go. Well, it wasn't gonna load. Okay, I'm not here for that one or that one. We're just looking for the step 1 expansion. It's $4. That's not bad. Okay, well, I'm not gonna get through all of these anyway. So here's what we'll do. I will play some of these and we'll see what happens. If I feel like playing again like this week, I probably won't end up getting the DLCs, but it depends on how long the moments are. I actually don't know how long they are. I like fireflies. Okay, so I guess we'll start with shopping because I don't know where else to start. I mean, long day, sandcastle, fireflies, grown up. We'll start with shopping, it's okay. Yeah, we'll start with shopping. Come back before it gets dark, alright, sport? The familiar voice drifted across the street and drew your attention away from the snail you'd been watching inch slowly across the pavement. Cove waited in front of his dad, pushing his green hair back off his face from where the breeze was blowing it over his glasses. He looked to be paying only a mild amount of attention as he was being handed a few slips of green paper. It reminded you of when you first met Mr. Holden, although he's probably not paying Cove to be friends with himself. Cove's dad seemed to feel your gaze somehow, or maybe you made a noise, because a second later his eyes were on you. He waved you over with a smile. He looked happy to see you, but you still, excuse me. He looked happy to see you, but you still felt a little weird for getting caught. You've got to learn how to be more sneaky. You brushed your hands together to free them of sand, then jogged over to join the two, smiling at Cove first, then his dad.
Ty!
Hi.
How's it going?
Good to see you again. What excitement are you up today, Ty? Taking a walk. I found a pretty cool snail across the road. There's lots of snails around here. Mr. Holden grinned at you kindly. After you finished answering his question, Mr. Holden's attention returned to Cove, who was preoccupied with folding the bills he had into a tiny rectangle. Sounds fun. You know, Cove was about to hit the stores by the beach. Why don't you go with him? Nope, that's not what that says. You gave a ready nod, turning to squint in the direction of the stores, like you could see the goods they had to offer all the way from where you stood. Oh, is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't mind. Great, I'm sure you guys will have loads of fun. Mr. Holden reached into his pocket and pulled out a leather wallet filled with money. You found it odd since your mom's only ever seemed to have cards in theirs. Here. Ah, OBS disconnected. Shoot. Is it... I don't know how to tell if it's still going. This happened before. It still says I'm live. But it also said that OBS just disconnected. Ah! I'm no longer live. Okay. That's awkward. Not this happening again. Reconnection was successful. Okay, but I'm no longer live, right? Oh, okay, it's putting me back on live. Well, this is only about a minute of okay, we're back. We're back. Yeah, okay. Well, then I will just continue on. I didn't even have to stop recording this time. And make a whole new, thing. So, alright, I will carry on then. I think everything is started back up. Sorry for the inconvenience. Here we go. He leaned in to pass a crisp tin to Cove, giving him a wink and a whisper. Get something for your friend too? Sure.
Good kid.
That's my boy. Cove's dad ruffled his son's hair as he was straightening back up. The bill in his hand still held out towards the green-haired boy. Take care. Cove accepted the bill after a second and slipped it into his pocket. Then with one last nod to his dad, turned and started walking. He followed after him, intrigued with the possibilities this outing might bring. Cove strayed towards the gentle tide creeping up the sand. You fell into place beside him. It was a nice day. The sun was shining and there weren't many clouds in the sky, though the wind coming off the ocean kept it from being too hot. You took in a deep breath, enjoying the scent of salt and ocean air. When you looked at Cove, he was dragging his feet through the sand a little. You slowed down to wait for him. His eyes searched the ground intently. Are you looking for snails? Are you looking for shells? What is it? You didn't feel the need to ask why. Are you looking for shells? Cove startled a little at the sound of your voice and mumbled a sort of. If you see any, can you let me know? You could manage that. You dropped your view to the sand, walking carefully so you didn't step on any. You were good at finding shells. You had a lot of them at home, and always found new ones whenever you visited the beach. The comforting sounds of the waves filled the silence with pleasant, white noise, and you played a little game with yourself as you walked along, getting as close to the water as possible without getting wet. It resulted in you having to run up the sand quickly when a wave rushed in more than a few times, and although Cove threw a few glances your way, he didn't say a word. You didn't either? What did you want to go to the shops for? What do you usually do on the beach? Okay. He's gonna ask one of these questions. He's probably gonna... What do you want to go to the shops for? What do you usually do on the beach? They are currently on the beach. So yeah, we'll ask what you usually do on the beach. Lots of things. I like bodyboarding and volleyball and surfing and everything and stuff. The idea of standing on a big board while the waves propelled you towards the... Bleh. The idea of standing on a big board while the waves propelled you towards shore was mystifying. I'm not allowed to surf. It looks hard. Not once you get the hang of it. I could show you sometime. But I'm also not supposed to surf right now because I have this. He lifted one arm, showing off the glaring pink cast wrapped around his wrist. Shoo! Shoo! Hey. Yeah. That's sad for him. Cove still smiled, though. You thought his nonchalant attitude towards the injury was pretty brave. I also like collecting stuff that's on the shore. Shells, sand dollars. I found a shark tooth once. You did? Cove stretched out his finger and thumb. It was this long. That was somehow both scary and delightful. No way! I mean it. I still have it under my bed. You'd have to remember to ask him to show it to you sometime.
So...
What about you? What do you do out here? Ah, disconnected again. Hang on. I'm gonna see if I can figure it out real quick. If anyone else is having trouble with the thing. Oh, it came back really quickly, so I guess I didn't have to go anywhere. I took too long anyway to switch screens. Okay, I couldn't remember what my shortcuts were. So it looks like I'm back on, maybe. Let me double check. It says I'm live. Okay. Oh, I forget that it lags a little bit, so I might have already been considered live. Alright, well, okay, so carrying on. He asked what we like to do at the beach. I guess should I have done the other screen? I guess it's okay. Oh goodness. Okay, I gotta stop. It's doing it again. Oh, my internet is so bad right now. Okay, 1 second, everyone. I'm going to see if I can, okay, wait. Let me turn that off. I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's going on with the internet. I will be just right back real quickly to see if anyone else is having this trouble. I'm at home. So I'll be right back. Shoot, I guess I'll put Sleeping Zora up. Okay, so no one else seems to having any trouble with it, so we'll see if we can just continue going for a little bit. I apologize that the internet, that the connection has been not great. We'll see if we can just finish this moment, and then I will wrap up for the day, I guess, since the internet wants to fight me. I don't think the weather's bad. It looks bright out there, so I don't know what's going on with that. Apologies. Right, so where we left off before the internet cut out 2 more times, it seems like. We're on the beach heading to the shop. Cove asked, well, we asked Cove what he likes to do on the beach. And now Cove asked my character Ty what he likes to do at the beach. I like swimming. Oh wait, I don't come to the beach a lot. I like swimming. I like looking at fish. I like to build sandcastles. Nothing. Okay, so we're definitely gonna go to one of these ones. I like swimming. I like to build sandcastles. I like looking at fish. I like to build sandcastles. I like looking at fish. See, I'm a little indecisive little punk. Okay, what did Ty like? If Ty was at the beach, would he be building sandcastles? Maybe. We also might be looking at fish. $50 every day. Okay, we'll go with the, I like looking at fish. They don't like me, so they always swim away if I get too close, but they're pretty before that. Cool, starfish are fun. They aren't going anywhere, even if you touch them. A small laugh escaped you. That's true. Once you reached the shopping area, the noise level grew exponentially. No longer just waves and footsteps, but the chatter of people. Oh, the music got loud. To me, anyway. No, I won't lower it there. I'll just lower it here a little bit. Oh yeah, I have that pretty loud. Okay. No longer just waves and footsteps, but the chatter of people enjoying the lovely summer day and call of birds trying to find bits of food left behind. And lots of salespeople trying to get attention. You sniffed the air as you walked beside Cove. You could still smell the ocean, but there were other scents now too. Pizza, pretzels, hot donuts. It was nice. It was not very nice. It was alright. Alright, the scents or the sounds and the bustle? Because if it was the bustle, it's one of these two. If it's the food, it might be this one. So I guess I'll go with it was alright, because I personally, I struggle sometimes to fully understand the question, but I think it's asking about the whole thing. So like I think with the foods, you know, nice smell of foods, it's nice. But all the sounds and all the people, not very nice. Like I said, Ty's friendly, but he's not super people person-y. Like he can be in a crowd of people, but like it's not how he would like decide to choose his afternoon. Like on his own. Like if it's like, oh, do you want to be in a crowd or do this other thing? He's gonna choose to do this other thing. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does. It was alright. There was a lot going on, but it beat staying at home and doing nothing all day. You were sure that you and Cove could find something to fill the day if you looked around a bit. Cove was glancing from one side of the street to the other with the look in his aquamarine eyes that you couldn't quite work out. What's that? Cove pointed to a large crowd of people gathered near a few tables with large, colorful umbrellas blooming from their middles. You couldn't see past the adults who were blocking the way, but you knew there must have been something worth seeing. Without another word, the two of you hurried over to see what all the commotion was about. Feast your eyes on the amazing Alexander. In the center of the crowd was a man with a tall hat and a funny green coat that had 3 long tails. Oh, green coat. Green, huh? I haven't seen a magician use a green coat before. He's a magician, right? There was a little table next to him with a cloth hanging over it that read "The Amazing Alexander" in glittery gold script. Why tell people his name if it's already on a sign? Cove hummed with understanding, then turned to walk away just as the amazing Alexander began shuffling a deck of cards. Maybe we could stay and watch? Cove glanced back at the man. He then briefly lifted his arms up off his sides before returning them to place. You grinned, waving for him to follow you as you raced back to stand in the crowd. With that, it began. The magic man pulled one card out of the deck, showing it to the curious onlookers. Is that a setting I can turn off? I'll have to see. It was a 4 of diamonds. Watch closely. You did, squeezing through a few of the adult onlookers to get a better view. Suddenly, the man snapped his fingers and the card just disappeared. Whoa! The amazing Alexander, who had earned his title, turned his head and looked directly at you. He reached out with a kind smile. What's this behind your ear? Nothing? Tell me. You backed away. I done nothing. It was true. You didn't keep anything there. He smelled like popcorn and candy when he stepped closer, and you wrinkled your nose in confusion as you watched him. You felt a tug, and then he pulled the 4 of spades out from behind your ear. What? You knew that couldn't really have come from your ear, but you still didn't get how he'd done it. There was a light applause from the crowd, and the man gave a deep bow. This is for you. The magician plucked a pair of balloons from a clump of them tied down to his table. Both were in the shape of a dolphin instead of being a normal circle. And one for your friend too. Thank you for being my assistant. Wow. Now you're really grateful he chose you. After that, he went to someone else in the crowd. Pick a card, any card. My uncle does that every time he visits. Not the balloons, the stuff with cards. Cole spoke plainly while reaching over to take the dolphin that had been designated for him. Maybe it wasn't so special. Cole was just ruining the fun. At least you had a fun time. You wondered if Cole's whole family was magic. I'm kind of curious about that one. Because I'm curious if he'll say anything about it. Like, because I think Ty might joke like that. Like, oh, must come from a family of magic people. But, you know, I don't know for sure. But I think that's what I'm going to click on. Because Cole's the film major. He's going to be thinking sometimes about the story prospects, probably. Just trust me, bro. At least he had a fun time. No, I think it's, if so, he was lucky. Wait, I'm curious. Wait. I'm indecisive. You saw a magic trick and you got a great balloon. That was more than enough to make it a worthwhile event. You thought if you could find a card to practice with, maybe you could make it disappear too. Me being indecisive. Should I leave it? I don't know. I guess I could leave it. I'm not drinking. Got a great balloon. Sure. The crowd started to clear some, and you noticed to the side, there was a whole rack of brightly colored kaleidoscopes on display. You picked up a kaleidoscope, you picked up a Rubik's Cube, you picked up a magic 8-ball, you walked past the toys. I think Ty is likely to pick up a kaleidoscope. I'm looking at these. I don't think he's going to completely walk past. I think he's, you know, it's right there. There's a kaleidoscope. He might take a look at it. Kaleidoscopes are cool. Oh, these are cool. You shifted your balloon string to your other hand so you could bring the mysterious tunnel to your eye. A whole palette of colors appeared right in front of you, spinning in all kinds of different shapes as you twisted the end of the tube. Cole picked one up and looked through, twisting the tube at the end. After a second, he sat it back on the rack, moving to the other side of the stall. He went under the awning, careful of his floating dolphin, and you joined him. Did you have places like this in your old town? Are you having fun? I don't really like it here. You said nothing. Ty is going to ask if he's having fun. Or is he going to say nothing? No, I think he's going to ask if he's having fun because that's how he checks in on people. He nodded and you smiled back at him, happy to hear it. When Cove moved towards some stalls nearby, you followed beside him. While Cove looked at sand pails, you were drawn to a table. Ah! It's doing it again. It disconnected. At least this popped up saying it did. So far it looks like I might still be in the my stream. It hasn't said that I'm offline yet. So I'll see if I can keep oh, I'm offline. Alright, this is not reconnection successful. This is really frustrating. Apologies. My internet keeps cutting out. I'm so sorry. Well, they don't keep getting notifications, right? Like if the stream ends and comes back, like the people following me don't keep getting notifications. I'd feel really bad about that. Like just their phone just all these notifications. I guess it also depends if they have the notifications on. Okay, I will carry on and hopefully this stays on. I feel kind of bad. So again, I'm gonna try to finish this moment and then I guess I'll wrap up for the day. While Cove looked at sandpels, you were drawn to a table with colorful keychains laid out on it. They were sewn in the shape of sea creatures, and there was a plaque that read, "Handmade, standing proudly in front." There were lots of different types. You saw a dolphin, a shark, a crab, and a turtle. They have dolphin balloon. Oh wait, you picked up the dolphin, you picked up the shark, you picked up the crab, you picked up the turtle. Okay, so they do have dolphin balloons right now. So that gives reason for why he might pick up the dolphin, because they have dolphin balloons. I don't know if he has a favorite animal. The shark. There are sharks over there. Oh, you mentioned sharks earlier today. Crab. The crabs look kind of silly. And the turtle. This feels like a hidden storyline. No, not like storyline, but like what animal you pick up say about you. I kind of think he's gonna pick up the crab. Yeah, I think Ty's gonna pick up the crab. Your hand stopped on the crab, claws raised, and a tiny smile on its face. It had big eyes and little legs, and the fabric was smooth when you picked it up. You had seen a few crabs at the beach before, though they usually scuttled away before you got the chance to look at them closely. You liked the idea of having a crab all of your own, even if it was just a soft animal. Oh, just a stuffed animal. No, okay, I read it right. Just a soft animal. You were instantly enamored. Checking the price, though, your heart fell. $6. You didn't know much about money, but you thought it was a lot to spend on one thing. You rarely had more than a $5 bill to your name. Is that what you want? Huh? Oh, it's $6. I didn't bring any money.
Alright.
It's fine. Really, really? Are you sure? Hooray! You don't have to. I don't want you to get it for me. Ty. He's probably gonna say, "Are you sure?" Yeah, I think Ty's gonna say, "Are you sure?" He took the. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's a key because it's right here. Cove took the keychain from your hands, and that was that. He was holding a small yellow bucket for himself, too. I was always going to get you something. I already got the money for it. You smiled, pleased to have things work out. It was nice of Cove's dad to let Cove buy something for you, too. You have to remember to thank him next time you saw him. After Cove paid, the two of you stepped out of the store side by side. Your balloon dolphins knock together and spiraling around in the air. You watch Cove hold up his new pail to his face, examining it thoroughly. Hey, Cove. Yeah? Your dad gives out money a lot, huh? I really like this keychain. Never mind. Well, no, he's not gonna say this one because that would give him away. And Ty's actually pretty good at keeping secrets. He's not gonna tell you everything. So he's gonna say he likes the keychain. Yeah. Thank you. It's nice. Cove looked further down the street where different food carts were lined up. He rested his non-cast arm over his stomach, and just as he did, yours let out a light growl. You hadn't eaten since breakfast, and after all this wandering around, you were definitely ready for some lunch. Let's get some food. Yeah. You two wandered around a short while, looking at all the delicacies that were available. Everything looked delicious, and as the different smells, both sweet and salty, wafted over to you, your stomach growled even louder. After passing up hot dogs, snow cones, ice cream, and pizza, you both agreed on pretzels. Cove got something sweet and cinnamony. You got a plain one, got one with cheese, got one with sprinkles, got one with chocolate, got the same. I don't know. What kind of pretzel would Ty like? I don't know much about pretzels. My sister always gets salted and butter, which I guess is the plain one. But I'm leaning towards chocolate. I'm not saying to go with the chocolate one. So I guess he got the chocolate one. You licked your lips hungrily as the vendor handed your pretzel over, ready to take a big bite. It had tiny marshmallows on it and was dripping with chocolate, just how you liked it. Oh, marshmallows. Your moms didn't like you to eat too much sugar, but this was a special occasion. You found an empty table close enough to the beach that the grit of the sand made terrible noises when you dragged the chairs out to sit down. These balloons are going to make it hard to eat. Cove placed his bucket on the table as he stared at his still balled up hand that was wrapped around the string. You opened your mouth to agree before an idea hit you. I know. After carefully placing your pretzel somewhere it wouldn't get sandy, you tugged the balloon out of Cove's hand and tied it in a delicate bow around his wrist.
Oh.
Cove bounced his arm up and down in place, testing the stability of your knot. After watching his balloon jostle around but remain attached, he smiled, satisfied. Can you do it for me? He repeated the ritual. Cove struggled somewhat with the cast restricting his fingers on one hand and a string already tangled around the other.
Okay.
Got it. The two of you spent a moment admiring your handiwork, both hands now free to allow easy munching on your pretzels. You bit into the doughy treat, savoring the taste of your taste on your tongue with a smile as you looked out over the ocean. After a time, you finished your pretzel. You were done before Cove. It was boring not having anything to do. You pulled on the string of your balloon to bring it down to your level. Then you held the dolphin in your hands, manipulating it to make it look like it was jumping through the air. If you turned to face towards the beach, it looked like it was swimming in the waves like a real dolphin. A laugh came from your side. When you glanced back at Cove, he had left the remaining part of his pretzel on the wrapper and was gripping his dolphin too. Mine's name is Merryweather. He's the prince of the dolphins. Mine's name is Splash. They star in movies. Mine's name is Cherry. She's actually an alien. Mine's name is Sam. They're just a regular dolphin. Splash. They star in movies. Ty likes movies. Ty's a film major. He likes cameras. Also, yeah, he likes cameras. So I'm gonna go with this one. Anyways, their trainers use fish and treats to help them perform tricks. They're the most famous dolphin in the world. You sighed, wishing you could star in a movie with a real-life dolphin. What's yours? Cove considered this question, placing the balloon against the table and resting his free arm across it in contemplation. It's... With a loud pop, the dolphin exploded into ribbons. Oh no. For a second, all Cove did was gape in shock like you. Then his cheeks puffed up, squinting his eyes. You saw tears start to glisten. It... I already knowing I'm like indecisive. You made a joke. You offered to find Alexander. You offered to give Cove your balloon. You didn't say anything. He would be alright. Okay, so Ty's gonna do one of these two things. Cove's already in tears. Ty's not gonna make a joke because Cove's already in tears. I don't know which one's better. Like, is Ty... okay, I think Ty's gonna offer his balloon. He looked at Cove, then up to your balloon, bobbing gently in the air above you. You can have mine. That was better than letting him cry more. Cove sniffled, glancing up at the balloon, then back at you. No, it's yours. I don't want to take it from you. It's okay, really. Cove shook his head. Even though it wasn't your fault, you felt bad. Still, the offer seemed to lift Cove's spirit, and that was good. The passing of Cove's balloon was the last major event of your adventure. In the inn, the two of you headed back late that afternoon. You separated on the beach, and while Cove went straight home with his brand new sand pound hand, you decided to sit for a while. You watched the waves and the sunset, fiddling with your new keychain. Another summer day was drawing to a close. It had been a good one, except for the sad final note. And it goes gray when it does the thing. Okay, so I would like to play longer, to be completely honest, but I'm very unsure. I'm very unsure that I can. Just gonna save here. I know, I save weirdly. I wanna play longer actually, but I don't trust my internet. I don't know what, but if the internet keeps cutting out, I'm just gonna feel more frustrated. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just end it here so that it doesn't keep cutting in and out, and hopefully next time I stream the internet will be much better. I'll see how I feel on Thursday, because I might continue playing this, or I might go back to pack pieces, because I would really like to do a schedule where I play a longer term game, like once a week, so everyone can follow it. So for now, I'll update on Thursday. So we'll all know what I'm doing on Thursday when Thursday comes around, because I'll know what I'm doing when Thursday comes around. But yeah, okay. Apologies for the internet cutting in and out. I will try to edit this video before I post the VOD of it so it's more fluent. Because, like, it'll be fluent either way, but you don't need to see me, panic, not panic, but, like, reacting to the internet. Right, speaking of my VODs, let me just wrap up while I'm here and I'll just fill in all the things. So my VODs, guess this goes to main menu. Okay, yeah. Actually kind of flow better than here on Steam anyway, like, because I record them myself and the recordings tend to be oh! Wait, I had the desktop audio off this whole time? Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. Did you guys not... Did I never turn it on? I thought I had it on. Did it turn off at some point? Did I turn it off at some point? Gosh. Okay. Well... At least my mic was on. Sorry about that. I thought you could hear the music. Maybe it just got turned off at some point. Because I do remember it being green, I thought. Well, anyways, the music's back on. Maybe it turned off one of the times OBS disconnected. So OBS disconnected a couple times, and it came back on and off and on and off. But anyways, so yeah, I'll wrap up here. Apologies for all the things there. I'm posting my VODs on YouTube, and they're actually smoother there. So, oh, should I go get the link so that I'm posting? Well, it's probably fine. I have a Tumblr of the same name, the same profile picture. If you can find it, it's linked on in my bio. So I will be posting a link to my playlist of my VODs there. So it'll be smoother on there. It should be smoother on there, and that way you can rewatch this a lot smoother and a lot easier. And also, if you want to see my other videos, they're also smoother on there, though there are times where I make little silly mistakes, like forgetting to turn on my mic. Or in this case, I forgot to turn on the desktop audio. I don't know when the music wasn't available. I really apologize, because I could hear it the whole time, so I didn't notice. But yeah, so you have met my OC Ty a little bit today. I'm actually like, oh yeah, like it's still interesting to play in the character's perspective. So I will be continuing doing this next time. And is my screen a little awkward? Wait. Okay. My layout might be a little bit different next time, to be honest, just slightly. Because right now the screen I can see the screen needs to shift down a bit, because it's like just slightly cut off. It's not fully cut off, but it's slightly cut off. I'll fix it. Thanks again for your patience, and if you stopped by, and if you, yeah. And thank you for the follow today. I got a new follower. Sorry that I do not currently stream with people, especially strangers. I apologize, but also it's alright. Disconnecting. Okay, bye.